one of the biggest things that I teach is to figure out what your pillars are in the very beginning of what you are doing on social. And what I mean by pillars are the things that people think of when they think of you. So if I were to say, tell me something about Carrie Ann, or tell me something about Mick or Lori, when you hear that name, what do you think of? So for me, my pillars, and I've got more than five, but I'm just going to keep it simple for today. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I love food. My kids in sports, they're always doing something, and I love to go thrifting. No matter how much money I have in the bank, how much I make, I always love to go to Goodwill, to go to an antique store. Like that's my thing. Um, so those are the five pillars that I talk about on social media the most. And those are the things that people are going to relate to on their socials. So if you've seen my Facebook, if you've not, I can share the link for you guys. But one of the biggest things that I'm doing on Facebook right now is I am sharing silly little recipe videos. And it's crock pot recipes, it's air fryer recipes. It is things that help busy moms get through their day because I want to target the busy moms. That is my network. That is my niche. That is my target audience. For some of you, it might be, younger generation than me. I'm actually almost 40, but it might be older. It might be men. It could be any audience. But when you start to think about your pillars, think about what someone in that audience would be into. And hopefully it's something that you are also into yourself because when you're sharing things that you don't really love, it feels very inauthentic. It ends up being like a chore. You want to share things that you actually get excited about. So like Mick told you, I love food. I love any kind of food. I eat all day long. That's just who I am as a person. So I get excited about food. I love to talk about it. I love to share about it. And I love my crock pot. I have four of them, I think. And I just make B-roll footage, which is footage of me doing random things, no audio. And a lot of it is me picking up my crock pot, putting it on my counter, and plugging it in. I'm not even putting anything in the crock pot. I am not even currently cooking. I am just showing someone the action of me getting ready to make these meals. So that is what is catching their attention. You always want to have that movement. And I'm specifically talking about reels right now because that's what I love to do. So if you're not comfortable with reels yet, or you want to learn more about them, I will absolutely teach you because that is how I'm growing my network right now. So I do that little shot and then I make a caption. And the caption is basically, these are the 10 meals I'm eating this week to get me through busy mom life. And my hook, which is the text on screen, is always something that people can relate to. And most importantly, right now, because I am in the wellness industry and I have been for a very long time, I want to focus on meals that are helping women feel better. I want to focus on the healthier solutions. We all love a good crock pot meal where we're dumping in the cream of whatever and all the unhealthy things. But what if I were to give people the healthier option of this? And sometimes I don't. Every now and then I'll throw in the comfort food. But I want to focus on the healthy wellness options because I want to focus on people who want to be on a wellness journey, who want the products that Trunori is sharing. Sometimes I'll even throw out a good smoothie recipe that includes a scoop of protein in every single recipe because guess what? I want to sell those people True Body protein when I get into their messages. That is my end goal. They don't know that. And the people that are commenting for the recipes, I keep interacting and engaging with those people because I want them to see my Trunori posts and I want them to be interested in the wellness aspect of what I'm talking about. Me doing the crockpot videos is how I build their trust because they learn about me, who I am. And then once I have that trust established, then I get into their messages. So it's not a cold message. It's not a spammy message because we already have that relationship. We already have that back and forth. Um, and a little trick that I do, and my husband thinks this is hilarious because he loves to argue with people on social media. He's one of those, is I don't put the full recipes in the caption of my videos. I make them very vague. It just says the ingredients and sometimes how long it goes in the crock pot, but I don't put the actual ingredients. And why do I do this? Because I want people to comment recipe, 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 and want the recipes. And then about half an hour later, I'll drop the full recipes in the comments. And that keeps that video growing because people are constantly commenting. And my favorite is when after I drop the recipes, people are still commenting, where's the recipe? Where's the recipe? And then other people are commenting, it's in the comments. So like people are going back and forth and they're blowing that video up. It's called rage bait if you've ever heard of it, but you're like kind of like agitating people just a little bit enough to keep coming back to your comments. So that is how I'm doing the reels, and that is how I'm getting people onto my page. And what my formula is for that is I share a recipe reel early in the morning because I want to get the early risers. And then in the evening, I share either a product for Trunori or I share the opportunity. I go and alternate every other day because I want to be able to hit both networks. And when you're doing your pillar video in the very beginning of the morning, you're waking people up, you're warming them up, and then you hit them with that Trunori product or the opportunity in the evening, and they don't even second guess that you're trying to show them the opportunity or you're trying to sell something to them. They don't even think about it because they're already trusting you from what you shared in the morning. And I do that on Facebook and I also do that on my Instagram. So I suggest figuring out what you love and what you want to talk about and start filming B-roll. It can be as simple as you putting on chapstick, you filling your cup of water at your refrigerator, you washing dishes in the sink. It does not, I water my plants in half my videos because I have a lot of them and it's just an easy, quick little video. And plants always catch people's attention, like silly little things throughout your day. And all you need the videos to be is about 7 to 10 seconds. Mine are always 10 because I monetize on Facebook and they have to be 10. But on Instagram, 7-second videos are where it is at. Because I'm going to show you how to make your captions just long enough that it takes more than 7 seconds for people to read them. And that is going to get you more views on your video. Even if it's the same person reading it over and over, that's going to get you those views. So stick around that 7 second point. Um, and as far as how I come up with the captions, I rotate through the same four captions for like 2 weeks straight. I will use the same recipes, four of them for 2 weeks straight until I switch to new ones. So that way I am able to do the same four hooks, just alternate them and the same four captions. So I'm not trying to figure out what wording I'm using every single day because that'll drive you crazy. And how I'm figuring out my captions when I'm ready for new ones, I use ChatGPT all day long. ChatGPT is my best friend. We have some serious deep conversations sometimes, but I also use it to figure out my recipes and I use it to figure out my opportunity wording as well as my product wording. I'm going to share the two prompts that I use in the caption for you guys, and you can use them as well. And basically, what I'm telling ChatGPT is to give me whatever hook I want from them and whatever wording I want from them and the specific guidelines. So I'm going to drop them real quick so anyone can use them. But I have one for right now. I'm focusing on Prepara, just because that's the one I'm the most excited about and it fits best with my lifestyle. And then after Prepara, what I'm doing, and I'll share my wording too, is I am upselling the protein at the end before they're ready to check out. Just a little quick blurb of, hey, if you're looking for something to keep you full all day, I suggest adding this. That's my big upsell. But this is the prompt for Prepara. Let me copy it. I'm gonna put it in the chat for you guys. Oh, of course it's too long. Let me see if I can cut it short. All right, I might have to share them somewhere else because this is saying that's too long. Let's try this. Okay, I took out just a little bit of it, but that should work. So that's the one that I'm using for Prepara. And then let me give you the one that I'm using for social media, because I am big on doing reels about the opportunity, especially on TikTok and Instagram. Instagram is huge on people looking to make money off of their phone. So that's where you want to be sharing those. But I do both on my Facebook just because why not, right? All right, this is the opportunity one. This one is way too long, so I'm gonna give it to Mick then, and he can give it to you guys wherever we need to, because that's gonna not work. But that's one of the ones that I use. But basically, you go into ChatGPT and you say something like, "Give me the prompt that I need to use to make videos about XYZ, or for you to give me a hook and a caption for XYZ." Yeah, I can add it to a board or whatever you guys need me to do. So those are that. And I'm going to show you guys also how I am working smarter, not harder when it comes to this stuff. So drop in the chat if you use Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or all three. I just want to see what we're working with. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of Facebook. Okay. So personally for me, I film all of my videos on my normal camera on my phone. So that way I have them to use them over and over again and there's no wording. It's just so easy to have all of these videos readily available. Say you're like in the car ride or line with your kids and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to put a video up this morning. Well, you already have 50 random videos and you can use them over and over again. So what I do is I actually edit most of my videos on TikTok. I don't post them on my main account just because I use that one for TikTok Shop. I use a smaller backup account for the opportunity and the wellness. So I will edit them and do them on TikTok, and then I will save them and I will go and put it on Instagram and I will go and put it on Facebook. So I do all three at one time. So I'm hitting all of those networks because chances are the people that you have on your TikTok are not the same as the ones on Facebook and are not the same as the ones on Instagram. Yes, there's some family and friends that follow you on everything, but if they're following you on everything, they really don't care what you're doing. So don't worry about it. Um, my mom literally just scrolls by my stuff until she sees my kids and then whatever. So repurposing them. And then whenever you put something up on your Instagram, share it to your stories. Because so many times people are only watching stories and they don't even see your posts. Is anyone guilty of just watching stories and not even like scrolling? That's me. I'm just tapping through stories. So if you're sharing that reel to your stories and someone sees that quick hook, that one that's going to grab them, you want that scroll stopping hook. Like a lot of the ones that I use for my recipes say things like 60 days of these crock pot meals and I didn't recognize myself. So I'm sharing something to help women, but I'm also sharing about me eating healthier and working towards those goals. So those are the people that are going to click follow. And when they start following you, they're going to see more of your content. And that's where they're going to see the things about the opportunity. So make sure you're also sharing it to your story. Um, and then when I said that I don't actually have conversations with people, what I mean about that is on Instagram. I do use my Facebook. I talk to people organically, but I use a Facebook profile, and you can't do message automation on a profile. You can only do it on a page. So if you actually have like a Facebook page. So on Instagram, I use this site, and anyone can use this, and it is the most user-friendly site I've ever found. It is called Super Profile. And that actually sets up DM, and DM on Instagram is messaging. It sets up automation. So when someone comments a keyword or they message you a keyword, it automatically triggers this super profile to send them whatever message you want to send them. So if I am doing a product reel, I always have a CTA or a call to action on that reel. If you're not using call to actions, you are missing so many people because oftentimes people will just scroll, scroll, scroll. They'll read your amazing caption that you have, but you're not telling them what to do to get more information. So they just keep scrolling. Sometimes people will comment info or, what is this? Or I'm curious, but you want to tell them what to do to learn more. So often on my products, I have them comment a red heart. That is just a super easy thing for them to do. And that triggers the super profile to send them my first message. And my first message for Prepara, and I will gladly share my wording with anyone who wants it, is I message them and I say, hey, I saw your comment and just wanted to make sure you meant you wanted more info on what I'm using. So I am making sure that they actually want to have this conversation. I am not just spitting info out at them. I am not just saying, here's da 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 and the scientific facts and the before and afters. Don't give them more than what they're asking for. If they are not asking for a 7-page report on the clinical studies of so and so and such, they don't want it. 9 times out of 10, they want to know what the product does and how they can get their hands on it. Well, what the product does, how much it costs, and how they can get it. That's all people care about. So that's my first message. And I also use that same message on Facebook. I'm not trying to overcomplicate it. I just keep it simple. And then my next message is me giving them my little spiel about the product. So I'm just going to read it real quick. And again, I'll give it to you. But mine is, okay, so I keep my routine really simple. We start with just one thing to support the areas that always felt connected for me: energy, craving, and feeling more steady while I was trying to eat better. I am using my wording like I'm already using this product because I want people to know that I have faith in this product. Yes, I do not have mine yet, but I've seen many, many beautiful results. And if someone asks me, I will be honest with them and say, I don't have them yet. I'm just giving you my hopeful review of it because I've seen so many friends use it and I'm excited to get mine too. So, I was trying to eat better. What I use is Prepara. It's a capsule I take with meals, and most people notice they feel different within the first week or two. I'm going to change that to first day because a lot of people notice it in the first day, from what I've been hearing. They, especially with steadier energy, fewer afternoon crashes, and better control around food. It's meant to work with real meals and daily life, not instead of them. And if you're also looking for something to help you stay full longer, get enough protein, cut back on snacking, and make meals easier, the True Body Protein is a great add-on. I like using both because one supports balance with meals and the other keeps me satisfied between them. So that's my little upsell at the end. You can break that apart into messages if you want it to be a little bit more back and forth before you just go and give them the link. But after that, I say, let me know if you have any questions or are ready to get started. So I am always ending every single message with a question. If you don't give them something to respond to, they're going to leave you on red. You want to say, you're basically giving them permission to keep talking back to you, and they're giving you permission to tell them more. And I go right into when they say that they're ready to get started, I go ahead and give them the link. I know some people give pricing, and that's great too. Me personally, I have noticed more success when I just go ahead and give them the link to order. Then they can go and see the pricing. And once they say that they're on my site, then I explain the prestige program versus regular pricing. So that's my Prepara one. And I then, if they leave me on red, what I am going to do, what I plan to do, is I'm going to follow up with this. Hey, just checking in. Did you want me to send you a $20 off coupon code to use at checkout? So I plan to offer my codes up to people who don't automatically order. I'm going to wait 24 hours and I'm going to do a follow up and I'm going to offer them a code. That's just a personal preference of mine. I have them to use. Why not? Right? And if you give them a coupon code the first time that they order, they're not going to use it on their second, third, and fourth order, but you're getting them hooked on the product. And once they love the product, which we all know they're going to, they're going to keep ordering. So you're giving them that $20 off their first order, and then they keep going. And then they tell their friends, and their friends want it. And you might not have to give your friends a coupon, but that's up to you. I also plan on using that $20 off follow up with my potential partners too. Because if I can sweeten the deal and get them in and get them buying a kit, that $20 off is really sweet of a deal versus them not signing. So that's my little Prepara spiel. Is there any other word? Do you guys want to hear my opportunity speech or what I'm doing? It's super, super easy. So Mick did share my video. I made a quick video on YouTube basically explaining the opportunity, why I chose the opportunity, and why I think it's great for everyone. I talk a little bit about the bonus incentives, a little bit about how this is different versus something else that I've done, because a lot of the people that I talk to are people from my former company. If they come to me, I love to talk to them. I don't go after them ever. But I made a little video. So basically, my opportunity wording is super, super easy. So it's, hi, I got your inquiry about partnering with me. You're going to love this. I'd love to send you a quick opportunity video to watch, and then we can go over all of your questions. Let me know if that sounds good. That's it. Then after they say yes, I send them the video. Excited to send you the info. Please let me know once you watch this and send over any and all of your questions. I love it here so much, and I know you will too. And then I include the video. I also let my downline use the video too, because they might not be comfortable enough to record their own yet. But a quick 5 to 7 minute video of you in your kitchen, you in your car, like it does not need to be fancy. It does not need to be produced. I am sitting on my bedroom floor in front of my ring light, just speaking. And I just did it like off the top of my head. You can use a script, whatever you need to do, but it's just basic info that people want. They don't want all of the fluff, all of the things. They want to know how they can make money with this and how they get started and why you're doing it. That's it. So that's all you need to include in that. So that's my opportunity part of it. What time are we at? 12:33. Okay. So we're doing good. Can we do a couple questions now? Is that okay? And then, because it might take a little bit longer than.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
You are just tearing it up. Thank you. I'm like writing so many notes. I'm glad this is being
good.
recorded.
I have ADHD, so you guys will notice I'm like, do, 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 do. That's just me. All right. So if anyone wants to unmute and ask, or if you want to drop it in the chat, I will gladly answer questions. And like I said, I am an open book. I'm a huge team player. So if anyone wants wording, you can message me. I'm very receptive. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I can do a folder in boards. Absolutely. And I can send my YouTube. I can actually send that now. You can message me on Facebook. That's where I'll see it the fastest. I can drop that too. And can we use codes for brand partners? I think so. No, only product. Okay, so then I'm gonna take that out. I'm still learning. I joined like way after a lot of you. I joined like what, 2 weeks ago, I think. Okay, so I have multiple different tripods. I don't really know which one I love because I just keep messing, but my favorite one is this one. It is off of Amazon. I like these lights versus the actual like ring light ones, but it has the little phone clippy and you can adjust it all these different ways. Um, but the best thing to do for your videos is to find as much natural light as possible. So my kitchen is a great spot for that, and also my living room, because it's gonna just make it super bright for you. Let me drop my Facebook link for you guys. Like I said, feel free to message questions. All right, there's that. And then my YouTube video. Oh, and the very important thing about your YouTube video is at the end of it, make sure you give them something to come back to you with. So at mine, at the very end, it says to message me the words "I'm ready" after you watch this, so you know to give them your pricing or how to get started. Okay, find your the video real quick. Copy. All right, dropping that too. So, yes, I have a team board, but I don't have all of my wording in it yet. I told Mick I'll give it out to everybody as soon as I do. So, I have a couple things to edit on there, and then you guys can all have it. But I personally use Word Board. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that for myself because it's so much easier to bring up on your phone. It's called Word Board. It's so much easier to bring up on your phone than boards. Just for me, it's my preference, because it actually replaces the keys on your keyboard with the scripts instead of you. So it has its own keyboard. My husband's sending me cat videos. Hopefully you can see this. So you go down to the little globe thing and then it pops up. So this is my word board. I know that's like far away, but when I click on something, it brings up my wording. So like I'll click on prepara and then first message and it drops it right into the message to send. Boards, I feel like it's just like extra steps. So word board is the way to go for me personally. I just think it's super fast. A big tip is have your wording ready, like readily available every time you go to have a conversation. Yeah, it's great to voice message. I love it too when I have time to do it. And I think it's also great to have authentic, organic conversations. But there's going to come a time when you might have a real blow up and you do not have time to tell the same like 10 people different things. Like you want to be able to just quickly go through those conversations. So that's why I love that one. Does anyone have any other questions or anything else you would like me to touch on? I talked really fast and got through that quickly. Perfect. I think that was all the questions. I guess that's a good thing. Someone did ask what stories are. I saw earlier. So I'll drop my Instagram here too. When you go on your Instagram, you can, stories are the, I don't have any up right now. I need to, it's been a busy day, but stories will show up in a little circle around your profile picture. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you guys mix since you're on my top thingy. So you'll see all the little circles at the very top of your Instagram. When you tap on mix, it shows you his, there's his little puppy, well, doggy. It shows you what's in his story and then how to make stories. It's really easy. Let's Oh my gosh, I can't get out of it. When you go on your Instagram, there's a little plus sign up at the very top on your Instagram. You're going to tap on that. And then down at the bottom, it's going to give you the option for post, story, reel, and live. So when you click on story, you can put whatever you want in your story, and that's going to show up in those little circles. Stories for me personally are where I share my real life. So on Facebook and on Instagram, if you're posting too often, your post gets suppressed. And what that means is Facebook's not pushing it out to as many people. If you're posting roughly 2 to 3 times a day, your stuff is going to get pushed out further. So let's say I post something at 8 a.m. and I post something else at 9 a.m. The views on the 8 a.m. post are no longer getting pushed out because Facebook is trying to now push out the new one. And then if I post again at 10, it's trying to post out the new one. So when I do my reels, that's why I try and stick with the one in the morning and the one in the evening. The best time to do product and opportunity reels are between 8 and 9 p.m. That is when the most people are active on their social media, and that is when people are like ready to buy. Think about when infomercials were a thing, QVC, HSN, those were a thing. When did people watch them the most? When they're laying in bed at night. And what do people do now when they're laying in bed at night? They're on Instagram, they are on TikTok, they are on Facebook. They are mindlessly scrolling. So that is the best time for you to get that up on there. So for me, I think of stories as my real life where I let people get to know me. And in between my stories, the way that I still work my business is in stories, real life is like the main show. Okay. Right now, I'm watching Veronica Mars again on Netflix. That is like the main show. And then the commercial, after, like during the main show, that's where I'm doing products or opportunity. And then after that one commercial, we're getting right back to the main show. So I do the business and the products in between doing the main stuff in the stories. On my main feed, I do the recipes and I do the product. As WordBoard is an app, it's one word, WordBoard, and you can get it in the App Store. If you are a Android user, it is unfortunately not available to you. It is just an Apple thing. So that is one. Anyone can use boards. And the harder thing about WordBoard is sharing it to the people. So I did think of something else I want to show you guys. Two things that I use to work my business, three kind of, and I will share this too. I have a girl working on it. I'm horrible at Canva unless it's images. But I use a task list every day for my business. So I know that I'm getting the things done that are important. They're called KPIs or key performance indicators. And when you get all of your KPIs done every day, that is when you know that you're consistently building your business. Because you can't ever say, and especially as a busy mom or someone who works full time, you can't ever say that you have the same amount of time every single day. I can't tell you the last time that my schedule was literally the same. Probably before I had kids and I was just bartending because I would wake up, eat, go to work, go home, sleep. That was like every day. Now I can't tell you any day of the week that is the same as the day before. So you want to make sure that you have a way of keeping track of what you want to get done. So I have my KPIs. I will share it with you once I have her finished with it, but it has on there getting my recipe reel up, getting my product or opportunity reel up, how many messages I want to send that day, how many people I want to follow that day, how many stories I want to put up. It has all of those things on there so I can make sure that I'm getting all of them done and I don't miss something. And I am able to be really honest with myself too with it because I can check the progress on the day before and be like, oh, yesterday was not a good day. I only got, X done out of however many. So my goal today is to be a little bit better than the day before. My goal is never to be perfect because no one is perfect. My goal is to just be better than the person that I was yesterday. So just to get more done than that day before. So that's big for me. If you're not a big paper and pen person, there is an app called Habit, and it is a app where I really should have screen shared this. I'm like regretting it now. So you go into Habit. Oops. And you can add in all of the things on this app. Come on, skip. All of the things on the app that you want to get done that day. Why is it being like this? It's trying to get me to like reset it. Um, but it's cool because you can just slide your things across. So you can put all of the things in Habit that you want to get done, story shares, follow-up messages, new messages, like all of those things. Check in with your customers, check in with your team, whatever you want to get done that day. And then you just slide it across and it keeps track of your progress day over day with percentages. So you can be like, oh, yesterday I got 70% done. My goal today is 75%. That's just that. And then the other big tool that I use for business, and this is the thing that, like, if you had asked me what my one thing is other than my phone that I have to have, is my planner. I get a new one of these every single year, and I've been using the same one now for probably the past 5 years. You can get this at Target or at Amazon. Yes, Day Designer is the one that I love. DAY Designer. This is a huge thing, but I love it. It is my baby. And the reason why I love Day Designer is because, I'm gonna go to a page that I don't have anything written. Every single day in Day Designer is a whole page. So this gives you a whole lot of space to write things. And what I do with mine is there is a today's schedule section. This is where I write down people who say, I'm ready to get started, but I have to wait till I get paid on the 3rd. That's where I write their names. Or somebody that I talked to that day, like let's say it's the 3rd and I talked to 2 people who are ready to get started, writing their name down on here. Because we all know someone will have your link for 2 weeks and you keep following up, following up, following up. So I make sure that I go back. I go back 2 days, I go back 2 months, and I go back, wait, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 2 2 rule. And that's my follow-up system every day with my planner is I'll go back 2 days from now, I'll go back 2 weeks from now, and I'll go back 2 months from now. And I'll follow up with everybody on that page from that day. So that's where I write down the names of the people who are ready to get started. In the middle, I write down leads. So the people that I talk to, new people, not people that I've already talked to. I have a set goal of how many new leads I want to have a day. And this might sound outrageous to you, but this is just mine. I want to talk to 20 new people every single day. That is my goal. So I write down numbers 1 through 20 right here. And I try to not go to bed until I've had those 20 new conversations. There are going to be days when you fall short. There are going to be days where you go way above your goal. If you're newer to network marketing, I would say set your goal at 5 new people a day. If you're kind of in the middle, 10 is a great number. And if you set that number low and you exceed it and you keep exceeding it, then you know it's time to raise that number up because you were doing way better than you thought you were. But that's just my little system of keeping track of all of the people that I am speaking to. So it's called Day Designer. It is a little pricier. I will say that. Target is the cheapest place I've gotten it, and it's around $25. So go grab that. And then the other 2 things that I will never not be without, pen, highlighter. I know it's silly, but those are the things I always have to have. And then the last thing I want to leave you guys with before, if you have any other questions, is the importance of self-development. And I know a lot of people have heard of it. Maybe you've not. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're doing it and you don't even realize you're doing it. I spend the first portion of my day drinking espresso because I'm a caffeine junkie and reading. And I also read my Bible and journal. That's a me thing, but that's just part of my day and how I start it. So what I read for self, I start with the Bible and the journal first, and then I do my self-development because for me, Jesus is first, work is second. Well, family, kids, husband, that work, but we all know how that goes. So the one that I suggest reading, if you have not before, is the one I'm reading again because I read it once a year in January, is Atomic Habits, which I'm sure a lot of you have already read, but that is one of my favorites. And then the second one that I love is called Super Fans. And that is for people who are really looking to explode their networks and bring in people who are going to stick around and want more of you. So Super Fans is a really good one. And then Miracle Morning is the third one that I love. That is for people who really struggle in the mornings and you want to get up earlier and you want the importance. And the last one is 10x rule, the 10x rule, if you haven't read that one. And I can get you authors and full names if you need them too, but that's all I got for you. Oh, and if you have a hard time doing your self-development in the morning, you're just not a morning person, do it at night. Do it before you go to bed. Because guess what you're going to dream about? Your business and making more money if you do your self-development before you go to bed. And that's never a bad thing.